This is a Film Stories original podcast.
Welcome to the Starlight Ballroom. Hey!
Hello everyone and welcome to Shipwrecked and Comatose, the Red Dwarf podcast here on the We Made This Podcast Network. Today is a very special episode in that we've got news to talk about. This is new. And joining me is my co-host, as always, Mark Adams. Hello, Mark.
Hiya. I'm quite excited, funnily enough.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And Matt Latham's joined us as well. And the only reason why all three of us are together is because we're the only ones who can get on the mic quick enough. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm good. I've got no idea what's going on, but I'm happy anyway.
Well, what is going on? Doug Naylor and Rob Grant, on the 35th anniversary, made a comment about, you'll be seeing them soon. And today there's been a press release come out saying, Rob Grant and Doug Naylor are delighted to announce that the ongoing dispute over the Red Dwarf rights has been resolved. Moving onwards and upwards, Rob and Doug hope to launch separate iterations of Red Dwarf across various media, working again with the cast and other valued partners, and wish each other the very best. Smug me a kipper, Red Dwarf will be back for breakfast. Now that's one paragraph? There's a lot to talk about.
Shit, yes.
So where do we start, boys? Matt, okay, just give us what you're thinking. What are you, because you did say a couple of things off air to us. So how do you want us to talk about this?
I've not really focused or understood or really knew much about this. So I'm here as that character on TV shows where like everyone else has to dumb down.
Okay.
I'm the Xander Harris of this conversation.
Okay.
I'm the person who's got no idea what's going on, so the people who know have to explain to me stuff. But all I know is that people are very excited, and I think my understanding is, and you'll have to correct me, is that I think this is perhaps one of the stumbling blocks of why we've not had as much Red Dwarf content on the franchise than we perhaps should be having, or we expect to be having in this day and age.
Yeah, so blank canvas, very simply, just put it in very layman's or Latham's terms. Put them in Latham's terms.
Love that.
Nice. We'll put it in Latham's terms. So the two of them, Rob Grant, Doug Naylor, as we all have discussed over it from Series 6, really, have not had the best of relationships. But in 2021, Doug was no longer a director of Grant Naylor Productions. He left that production company and then filed legal proceedings against the company. So that's the basis of what's happened, and since then everything has stalled. The idea that Doug Naylor was going to potentially release something out there, and that all kind of stalled during that period, and then there was a whole breakup of conversations in regards to that. And then, as I say, the next bit of news that we've got is that the 35th, that they put a press release out on the 35th anniversary, and then this statement today. Mark, have you got anything to add to that? That's the basis of it, is it really? So
I think we were basically expecting no more Red Dwarf, because these kind of court cases, they're not over in 5 minutes. Had this continued, it would have gone on for years, and during those years, they wouldn't have been able to produce anything Red Dwarf related. So this is an absolute delight that they've come to terms outside of court, and they've obviously built bridges, patched up old wounds, and, they are doing projects separately on Red Dwarf. So potentially we could have, an animated series at the same time as a film being made at the same time as a film's being made. And that's fucking exciting.
So basically it opens up the franchise to potential avenues, particularly in the way that franchise media is at the moment.
Yeah.
We could be expecting either bugger all or too much stuff.
I don't think there's any such thing as too much Red Dwarf.
I don't know. You haven't seen some of 11 and 12 yet. It's okay. So for me, I think the first thing we need to look at for this is that they clearly, it's still irreconcilable for them to actually do something together. That would be amazing if they ever managed to get round to that.
That was made quite clear by the statement that they are doing things separately at the same time. And that's quite clear that we've made a business relationship, but we don't have a friendship. That statement was very fucking clear. It couldn't have been clearer, I think.
I also think that it doesn't necessarily say anything. Obviously, he removed himself from being in Grant Naylor Productions, so it must be a new production company that will put out new material from Doug's side. But obviously, Rob Grant will have Grant Naylor Productions, you'd have thought, unless they are going to splice it, rename it, or whatever. So that in itself, I think, is interesting from that regard, and just be interesting to see where they feel that they're going to go with that.
I've got so many ideas. I mean, they said partnerships. And the moment I saw the word partnerships, and I realise I'm a broken record, but ding-a-ling-a-ling, get in touch with Big Finish. Let's have a series of Red Dwarf audio plays made by that remarkable company that has resurrected so many cool retro franchises. I think it would just be a perfect fit, an absolutely perfect fit.
I've seen a couple of things online where people are saying, "Bring back the magazines," or people shouting, "Novels."
I think novels audiobooks definitely will be on the agenda.
Yeah, I do.
I think that is the media. I think that'll be in the media. The fact that they do say working again with the cast, because also it does say Rob and Doug hope to launch separate iterations of Red Dwarf across the various media, working again with the cast. It doesn't say Doug working with the cast. It doesn't say Rob working with the cast. It says them both as in tandem. Now this has got PR all over it, and the fact that they've been very meticulous in what they're writing, because they don't want it to be. It's one of those things where you don't want it to be misconstrued. That you don't want to add like, oh, look at this, well, Rob's going to do this and Doug's going to do that. But I do feel that, as you say, like the Big Finish or something audio that could be done over all mediums, I think will be nice to have that and actually have that ability.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get more Dave series. We could get a new Dave made-for-TV movie. We could get an animated series. Holy fuck, I'd love an animated series. Just think of the dumb shit they could do that they could never do with the budget for the live-action version of Red Dwarf. That would be so much fun. But I think you're right, books, maybe graphic novels, but I think Smegazine is a bit of a stretch. I don't feel like there's a market for that. And who buys magazines these days?
True. Do you think that this could be the starts of somehow extending the life of the franchise beyond what we have at the moment?
It's implicit that they've said various media.
I don't want to get dark, but with the age of the cast, do you think they are planning?
I do. Robert Llewellyn struggled in the last couple of seasons, didn't he? Because he wasn't very well for one of them. So the fact that having to put that mask on again and doing that, you'd think that they wouldn't necessarily have him do that. And you're looking at a Promised Land, aren't you? That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at a six episode series. You're looking at another special. You know, that's kind of what you're looking at. But I know what you're saying, and I think that the audiobooks and stuff and like that would be because you're just using the voices, so you could do that. I'm not sure an extended Red Dwarf would be right in my eyes personally, but
I'm just thinking about how I was thinking like the next 35 years of the franchise. So I'm just wondering if this means they're kind of beginning to think of how to, well, to be more cynical, but make money from it for decades to come still. So I'm just wondering whether these like different partnerships, somewhat, I think it was a joke tweet, but someone was on about like a prequel series, or perhaps with them slightly younger, which in my head means the dreaded word recasting. Yeah, I'm beginning to think whether they kind of, or at least one of them is thinking, oh, if Chris Barry's on the train again, let's just recast him a younger him and say he's younger.
Wouldn't like that.
I don't. The way I'm feeling about it, it's just a feeling, is that you could buy another 5-10 years of media, of audiobooks, of novels, of maybe a couple of TV spots. That is where I'm feeling it is. I don't feel that they're doing the Star Trek or the Marvel stuff of like maybe adding characters or doing prequels or doing sequels or doing. They're doing different characters and different. Maybe in the audio dramas you could take it off onto a side thing, and obviously the novels is definitely
give Big Finish a yard and they'll make a marathon. So we'll have Talkie Toaster like saving the universe. You'll have extended universes, but if Big Finish get involved. But
they've always done that really well and with huge amounts of respect. And every time you think, what the fuck is this weird, obscure thing? Oh, it's actually really good. Big Finish, I can't sing their praises enough. I think they're amazing. And what they've done for a lot of things that I really like, their 2000 AD stuff is fucking sublime. I just don't think Big Finish have ever really done anything wrong. Ever.
They got Eccleston back for audio plays.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're great, by the way, those Doctor Who's Ninth Doctor ones.
So I'm wondering if that means that we could theoretically might be potentially having a return of Chloe Annette as Kachansky.
Yeah, I could see
audio
that.
form.
I'd love that. I would love that so much.
Yeah, because because also it's something that we've also got to look at. I'm going to just bring it up because who they tagged, because Hattie was tagged.
She was. I've clocked that as well.
Yeah.
Who's actually in the cast in the Dave series stuff? Is it just the main four? No Hattie and no Norman?
No comment. Mark, no comment. And
here's another thing, right?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to watch this new shit?
Well,
we need to get a shift on.
I know. We're going to have to curtail. This is what you've heard here, folks. First here, we're going to curtail all the specials.
I mean, we can.
If stuff's in production. No, I mean, we're at 8 now, aren't we? So we're recording Series 8 as we speak. We've just done the first block now. So the fact that, we've got Back to Earth and then we're in the Dave stuff anyway. I can't believe there'll be anything in production within, maybe production within 6 months, maybe. So you're talking at least 18 months, really, aren't you, before anything comes out?
We need to get a shift on. We definitely need to get a shift on. This is fucking annoying. If there's brand new stuff coming out and I'm not allowed to watch it, I'll be fucking livid.
This is when Big Finish announced all this stuff that's set after the Promised Land.
I will cut a bitch. Fuck your rules. I'm going to break them if that's the case. I'm done. I'm done. It was such a nice gimmick when there was no more Red Dwarf coming, and now I'm like, fuck.
This probably means now, like, we give it about, a week or so, and then Mark's just going to mention, all right, okay, we're arranging this. Okay, you're going to record this and this. You want to record this and this and this. You want to record Series 11. Where are you going to be on, like, October the 17th or something? So we'll record Series 12.
That when we finish this recording, Matt. That's the group message going fucking crazy after this.
Yeah, let's rein it in, boys. Let's rein it in.
I'm excited. There's new shit coming. I want Big Finish. I want an animated series. I want a film. I want books. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now.
I wonder if like an animated series would work.
I think it'd be brilliant. I think it'd be absolutely brilliant. Put it on something like Adult Swim.
I was going to say, because Doctor Who's on Disney Plus now, isn't it? So it could end up on Disney Plus at this rate.
Crossover.
Well, that's possible.
Be in for a Doctor Who crossover. That'd be amazing.
A Red Dwarf Doctor Who crossover is certainly possible.
And
a Red Dwarf Crime Traveller crossover would also be brilliant. No more specials. I'm not done on specials, am I? I'm definitely done on specials.
Mark, this is you.
But we're going to get a shuffed on. We'll get Back to Earth done.
And just so everyone knows, I'm not putting that on the recording on the dates that Mark said, because we never stick to the dates. So we're as strict on the dates as Red Dwarf is to continuity. So think of that as you please.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, looking at the Rob Grant tweet, it was real Rob Grant, Doug Naylor. So it's nice to see them actually tweeting each other. Which is, obviously the thing. It was Craig Charles, Chris Barry's not on, Danny John Jones is obviously on, Bobby Llewellyn, Norman Lovett, Hattie Hayridge is not on Twitter, and the Red Dwarf fan club are the things that Rob Grant tweeted out. So nice to see.
It's interesting that Mac McDonald wasn't tagged. I would say he's had as many episodes as Hattie Hayridge, actually. Roughly, anyway. Again, I don't know if Hollister is in the Dave series. I know Kachansky isn't. Fascinating. I'm assuming that Hollister isn't in the Dave stuff.
No comment.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You can't do this. You're so close now that you cannot start asking us questions.
That's also what he said.
That said, though, I do wonder if this means that somewhere we can finally get. It's probably going to be Big Finish, which explains the answer to the question, the Rimmer question about what happens to Series 8 Rimmer.
Maybe that's what fractures the multiverse.
Maybe
that's the entirety of like the multiverse happens at that point. Not just a mirror universe, an actual multiverse, and then there you go.
he was a hologram again in Back to Earth, wasn't he?
Yeah. And we can't say any more whether or not that moment is referenced in the later seasons.
Fuck's sake.
So that was just us quickly going on to it. Any other thoughts before we just jump off this and go on our merry way? And thank you for joining us for this unexpected recording today.
Happy 35 years, Red Dwarf.
Happy 35 years, Red Dwarf.
Yeah, we weren't going to do a 35 years thing. We talked about it. We couldn't think of anything good. So this counts. Happy 35 years, Red Dwarf.
Yeah, because it's bugger all to talk about, wasn't it? Cough.
That Crime Traveller stuff was going when it was 35 years, wasn't it? So we just posted an episode on fucking Crime Traveller.
and do not regret doing that at all.
No, absolutely not. It was brilliant.
Yeah. Actually, for Pete, I'll take this moment, we're talking about Crime Traveller. Thank you for listening to that. We've had some great feedback on it and kind of validating us doing it. So
it was our most tangenty tangent of all of Tangency, and it seems to be popular, so thank you. I agree with that. Thank you so much.
Well done for all those involved. I really enjoyed not being involved.
You had a break. You had a fifth of the year break.
Well, I'm saying a break. I was on everything bloody else, wasn't I, on the network?
Let's not do plugs, because if we did, it'd be as long as the episode itself for you to go through your shit.
Let's plug at Red Dwarf Pod on Twitter.
Talk to us. Come and join us. We will be here. So yeah, that's it. That's all it was. Just a very quick 20-minute, 15-minute conversation on that announcement. So until next time. Hashtag Red Dwarf Reborn.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Black, co-host and producer of You Have Been Watching, a podcast all about British sitcoms. Myself and co-host Robert Turnbull take you on a range of Britcom subjects and shows in our discussions, including greats such as Fawlty Towers.
Basil, in the same way as David Brent and Alan Partridge and Victor Meldrew, Basil works best when he is actually dealing with arseholes.
Lesser known curios such as 15 Stories High.
There are all these kind of like gag setups being put in place in that episode, and then the sort of the end like minute or so is basically the payoff to all of these gags, and it's very, very sitcom-y.
And even top 10s such as sitcom theme tunes. If we have to put composers of theme tunes in context for British sitcoms, I think Ronnie Hazelhurst, he's possibly the John Williams of...
I was just going to say, he is the John Williams of
I think he is.
British sitcom.
We're available on all podcast platforms and on social media at YHB Watching Pod on Twitter and Facebook. So please subscribe, get in touch, and come and have a laugh with us.
Shipwrecked and Comatose, a Red Dwarf podcast, was created and produced by Mark Adams and Kurt North. You can find us on Twitter at Red Dwarf Pod, and we are part of the We Made This Podcast network.